Well, we got an update that I know not a lot of Bulls fans, or no Bulls fan, really wanted to hear. Coby White is going to miss the first 2 weeks of the season. We'll talk about it all and more right after this. What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content today, y'all. And unfortunately, we just got the update here a little while ago. Coby White is going to miss the first 2 weeks of the NBA season. That's going to put him at being out for the first 6 games of the season is what expected with that calf injury. I had said it, and, you know, I didn't want to be a Debbie Downer or be a fear monger or anything like that, but, like, I was concerned with how this whole thing with Coby and the injury has been communicated. I was concerned with how it was coming off, all that type of stuff, and, you know, now it's been proven to be something that yeah, it's not going the way the Chicago Bulls wanted it to go, unfortunately, man. You know, I just wonder when it comes to this, like, what is going on back there with this injury? And I've said it many times before. Chicago Bulls fans are not trained. We're not built. We have not had the history of having a lot of faith in this team when it comes to communicating injuries because of stuff like this, right? When you have a player like that, you said at the beginning of the season, like, oh, well, you know, Coby, it's more of a precautionary thing. He's going to be fine. And it ended up not being that at all. It was not fine. This wasn't just a precautionary thing. This was real. Like, this is a serious injury for Coby White. And it's not on the medical staff's problem that he got hurt or anything like that, but it's how it's communicated in the ramp-up period. So that's going to be the thing here. Now, hopefully after 2 weeks, he's back to looking like Coby White. He can get out on the court. It's going to be 6 games, but it's 6 important games to start off the season. They are going to be missing Coby White for the start of this season. And I think that it was like you could see. We've seen the calf injuries turn into something else, and yes, you want to avoid that, but my question is why is it that the Bulls coaching staff is the one that seemed like they didn't understand the severity around this and set a more realistic timeline? Like, that's my question. Since it was obvious he wasn't going to be ready in the opener, it makes sense. Ramping up process they established, it takes time. Exactly. And like I said, I am never going to be mad at the Bulls being precautious about Coby White and a calf injury. I'm not going to be mad at that. It's an important season for Coby. It could turn into a major injury that we're talking about affecting not just this season, but his career. So I understand you don't want it to develop into that, but it's just the communication around it. Vikram says, who will be number one during this time? This is really going to up with our record. However, I'm looking forward to seeing Modest getting more touches during this time. Well, yeah, I mean, you're looking at Josh Giddey, Modest Buzelis, you need Vooch, and I think Ayo Dosunmu, like, that's going to be, like, Ayo averaged 17 points a game over the preseason, basically. I think it was like 16 and a half. And I'm not saying that we don't have anybody that just comes in and replicates what Coby brings one for one, but you can still do it as a team. It's going to have to take scheming. It's going to have to take Billy Donovan really coaching this thing to get it together, man. For some, my man came on here. I'm not even depressed. I'm frustrated because I think we all saw it going this way. I think it's communicated that most people saw it going this way. And I think most fans are going to be fine. If you want to take the slow approach with Coby White because of the severity that this could turn into, most Bulls fans are going to look at that and say, okay, let's play it safe with Coby. It's Coby White. He deserves for us to play it safe with him. That's perfectly fine. But it's just the communication around it, because I thought we were at a better place of communicating injuries, right? That's what I thought. And that's the thing that's more frustrating about it than anything else. It's just that I thought we were at a better place at communicating those injuries. But, you know, it is what it is. The Bulls have to deal with it, next man up mentality, and we got to see what's going to happen here. Jerry says after 2 weeks, he'll be ready, right? No setback. I mean, you can't predict that, bro. Like, there's no way to predict that. The calf is a serious thing. We've seen, like, calf injuries that were supposed to be 2 weeks turn into half-season-long things, because that's how serious calf injuries. Now that doctors understand more how the body works, that fact that calf injuries can directly transition into issues with your with your Achilles, people are a lot more protective about it. Good thing they kept Ayo. Let's see how him and Modest do now. Exactly. And, that's if they even put Ayo in the starting lineup. They may not. They may roll with Kevin Huerter and Isaac Okoro. They may roll with Trey Jones and Josh Giddey, right? They may do some things like that. We'll see. I do think Ayo, especially now that he's not going to be back for 6 weeks, why not start Ayo? That's my personal opinion, but, we'll see how Billy Donovan and the coaching staff feel about it. I knew that was going to happen. It sounds serious since he's been dealing with it since August. Exactly. Like, calf injuries are no joke, bro. What up, Haize? I call this in every now how tricky calf injuries are, but the communication from the coaching staff is malpractice. And that's really the overall thing that I'm bringing here as a problem. It's not that I think the medical staff did anything wrong that made Coby more hurt. It's not it. It's just the communication around it. They should not have set a goal until they knew anything. Honestly, they should have just said, hey, Coby's out. We're evaluating it. It's indefinite until the time. Now, I know that was going to send people into panic, but I think it's just setting more realistic timelines. I think it's better for the fan base. I think it's better for your team as well because they can just understand, like, hey, Coby's going to be gone for a while. Let's step up. Rob says, there was a really good article this offseason talking about all the injuries in the NBA and possible factors. Listen to the players, and the players have to communicate everything back as well. Yeah, you got to listen to what the players are telling you about their body for sure. At this point, take it slow with Coby. There's no point in rushing his return for a win or two this season. Should be about development, even if you are in the lottery. This is a special draft. Well, I don't think the Bulls are going to be as bad to be in the lottery, but I definitely get what you're getting at there. Steven says, best to sit him now than later. Injuries always seem to plague us crazy. Hope Coby hits the court after the 2 weeks. Exactly. Like, I'd much rather Coby White sit right now. And then even let's say that this turns into a month. I'd rather miss a month of Coby White than have Coby in and out of the lineup, dealing with injuries for the first 2 weeks of the season, and then we end up having to shut him down anyway later down the road. So get it done. Let him fully heal up and get ready to go, and then let's attack it. That's all we can do. The value of my ticket just dropped. I mean, I guess you want to look at it that way, Leviant. The way this team communicates, it feels like they try to hide stuff a lot, and this is the type of shit that's where I'm at, right there with you, Vikram. It's like, don't hide it. Just say, pull the Band-Aid off. Say, listen, Coby White's dealing with a serious calf injury. We are hopeful that he can return soon, but until we know for sure, he's shut down. Like, yeah, you're going to get fans that say, here's the thing. The sky is falling. Bulls fans are going to bitch and complain either way. Like, they're going to complain either way, no matter what happens. They're going to complain. They're going to whine. They're going to cry about it. So it is what it is there. But like, just have that proper communication and set realistic timelines is really the thing that we're looking for. More attempts for Modest. I won't be surprised if they trade Coby and keep Ayo. They're not going to trade Coby. If they were going to trade Coby, I truly think it would have happened this offseason, where they reportedly got some really good offers for Coby. Now, you got to think about it this way. Now, the value's hurt. You have a calf injury that has already plagued you since August, and in a league that now knows calf injuries turn into Achilles injuries, I think the value's hurt. And Coby would probably have to come out the gates playing crazy. And even then, teams may say, let's wait and see what he does with the Bulls this season. Before we give him any money, before we trade assets for him, he's a free agent at the end of the year. Let's wait and see how the season finishes with the Bulls. Because if it does develop into an Achilles injury 4 months down the road, we don't want to trade for him with that, right? So that's what you're looking at with that. Immortal B says, the Bulls medical staff is so frustrating at times, but Coby White being healthy is very important for this team right now. Facts. You want Coby to get back healthy. O'Shea says, wow. O'Shea said, would you start Ayo? I mean, probably. I think Ayo, not only do you get more defense in your starting lineup, he's shown himself to be a really good offensive player. He can play with Josh Giddey. He can play with Modest Buzelis. And I think that then you have 2+ defenders in your starting lineup. I think that can also help you avoid some slow starts. Having Ayo and Okoro as point of attack defenders in the starting lineup could help a lot. Now, you don't have any scoring really coming off the bench. You got shooting coming off the bench with Kevin Huerter. You got shooting with Trey Jones and really good point guard play, but then you don't have a true scorer coming off the bench. And, Zach Collins is out too. So there's that part of it. But I think with starting Ayo, you give yourself the best chance to have a strong start out of what we still have on this roster. But we'll see how Billy Donovan looks at it. Ayo about to step up, hopefully a few other guys. Exactly, you need to do it as a team. Everybody got to step up as a team. There's not going to be anybody who steps in and just gives you what Coby gave you 1-for-1, so you got to get it together. I still remember the BS they pulled with Ayo is this Reinsdorf issue. I just cannot believe that they refuse to provide competent communication. A good medical staff, is that really too much to ask for? Adrian, you're talking about something that Bulls fans have talked about for years and complained about for years, is the way that the medical staff handles stuff. You remember when they almost killed Luol Deng? Like that's not even hyperbole. They literally almost killed Luol Deng. He almost died. So, that's the type of thing that you're looking at with this team, man. But again, it's more about the communication than anything else. That's my personal frustration. But I think overall, listen, if he misses 6 games and he comes back healthy and he looks like himself, it'll be perfectly fine. Nobody's really going to complain about it. It'll be fine. It just sucks that we're here at the start of the season, a season that, we garnered some excitement, right? It feels like the front office and Billy have learned from the past mistakes along with coaching staff, and Billy's been the most forthcoming about the roster. So this is puzzling from Donovan. And I mean, it could be that it wasn't like Donovan's not a medical person, right? So he really only gets what the medical staff and what is communicated to him. So it could be that they really did think that Coby was going to come back the season opener. Like, let me give them some credit. Maybe they really did think that. And then they got to this point and they're like, hey, we didn't progress like we thought we were going to progress. Let's just shut him down for 2 weeks. We feel 2 weeks is enough time for him to get to where we need to get to. That's a possibility as well. I'm not going to act like that's not one of the possibilities here. It is. It's just frustrating because it's the Bulls. And it's frustrating because of the history of how the Bulls have communicated injuries my whole entire life basically being here. Hopefully Ayo starting can help tremendously. He's a bucket too. Listen, I mean, Ayo was a scorer in college. Not to say that he was a slouch defensively in college, because he wasn't, but he was more known as a scorer in college, right? So maybe he can come in and give you that. Wait, what happened with Luol? I've been a Bulls fan all my life, and I never heard. You never heard that? Yeah, they literally, Luol Deng almost died. Like, just Google Luol Deng, Bulls almost killed Luol Deng, and sit back and read it, and you're going to start looking at this team very differently if you never heard that. They literally almost killed. And that's, like I said, no hyperbole. Luol Deng could have died. Like, literally could have died because of something that was overlooked by the medical staff. I was really starting to think we could be a surprise 6 seed or better, but I hope we can at least get a win in the fourth. Listen, don't count this team out just because Coby's out. Like, I'm telling you, don't count this team out, because keep in mind, the way that we win is pace, spreading the ball around. That's always how we've caught teams off guard. Don't count this team out. Now, I'm not saying that they should be favored in the games that they come into. Not saying that by any stretch of the imagination, but don't automatically get down on it. Let's wait and see how they look at the start of the season before we get too down on it. Please, no, we've changed medical staffs, I think, 2 times since Tanaka was here. We've changed it a couple of times, but it's still, it still is what it is. Haize, doesn't Ayo do a good job? He's always done a good job at defending Cade Cunningham. Absolutely. He has always done a good job. And I think Isaac Okoro has always done a good job defending Cade Cunningham too, if you go look at those stats. So I'm not saying that they're Cade stoppers. And Cade has really changed his game a lot. He's taken his game to another level over the last year. So I'm not saying that Ayo is going to do what he does to Trae Young to Cade Cunningham, but you have 2 players that historically have done a really solid job at guarding Cade. And so let's see if that helps us, man. Let's see if that helps us, start off this season strong. But that's my update. I just wanted to provide that update to let you guys know what was going on with Coby White. It's unfortunate. Coby White will miss the first 2 weeks of the season, which puts him out the first 6 games of the season. That's what we know right now. Hopefully that does not change to anything else and any more time gets added on top of that. But that's the update. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys are following us at Bull Central Pod. You send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. And lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bulls related, but that is thanks to you, lovely and beautiful people. And like I like to end every episode on, go Bulls. Love you guys. See you right if you can, y'all. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.